Here is how I take all my meeting transcripts and transform them into reusable content for Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. The reason I'm doing all this is because I want to put more content out about the outcomes I'm reaching with my clients. I already record all of my meetings using a free tool called Fathom AI. I highly recommend it for any sort of Zoom or Teams meetings that you're doing. And I want to just be able to repurpose some of the outcomes I'm reaching with these groups and put them into a format that I could post about it or talk about the major wins I'm having, the barriers we're breaking through, things like that. The summary of the system is that every meeting in my Google Calendar gets automatically recorded by Fathom. These transcripts from these recordings get given to AI, and the AI repurposes them into individual summaries of the main topics that we talked about on these calls and repurposes them to be used for social media. These individual posts all get emailed to me in a daily sort of summary and get added to a Google Sheet content backlog. So here's an example of this. On August 4th of this year, I had multiple calls with my AI cohort that I'm running, and the summaries from these calls got repurposed into multiple content drafts. So as you'll see, there's 3 content drafts. Each of these were actually recorded by Gemini, not Fathom, but I record using both tools. This first one, the main summary that I got from a lot of my calls was talking about the prompting framework I use with interacting with AI. Another summary I got was with talking about agents and automation, including here's the source that this came from. Talked about a lot with Claude Cowork, Claude Design, Claude Code on these calls. This was a large portion of what went into these calls. So the AI drafted up a social media post related to the summaries from those calls. So I get that email every single day based on the call transcripts that were recorded that day. So obviously over the weekends, I might not get one of these emails because I don't have calls over the weekends oftentimes. Alongside those emails, I also get all of the content drafts added to my Google Drive in this content backlog, where it gives me the ID of the content it created, the date, where it came from. Obviously, all these will be call transcripts for the time being, unless I add a new source. Gives me the specific call that this came from. I have certain content pillars I'm trying to hit, major ideas, and some other summaries or hook suggestions, and then finally the full draft of what this looks like. So in summary, what once was just recording calls aimlessly and not really doing anything with those transcripts is now a full marketing strategy. I call it the content waterfall. You could call it whatever you like, but it's essentially taking the work that you're already doing and making marketing materials out of it. There's no reason to just let this data sit there in Fathom or in Gemini and not get any use out of it. You could be using these call transcripts for a bunch of different things, and it's all completely free. I hope all this helps, and if you're looking to set this up for your own business, make sure to go to ryanschuetter.com and book a call with me. Cheers.